The New York Times is reporting on a new executive action from the White House. They say President Trump has relaxed some of the rules for preventing civilian casualties when the American military carries out counterterrorism in Somalia, laying the groundwork for an escalating campaign against Islamist militants in the Horn of Africa. The decision, according to officials familiar with internal deliberations, gives commanders at the United States Africa Command greater latitude to carry out offensive airstrikes and raids by ground troops against militants with the al-Qaeda-linked Islamist group Al-Shabaab. That sets the stage for an intensified pace of combat there, while increasing the risk that American forces could kill civilians. So this is something Ted Cruz said and Trump said during the campaign. Say, our military, their hands are always tied when they fight war. Their hands are always tied. We need to stop fighting politically correct wars. That's what Ben Carson said too. You know what that means? Yeah, the pesky rules of engagement and like international law. Throw that out the window. When we attack, we need to be able to attack and not care about civilian casualties. That's what it means. And look, and Trump said on Fox and Friends, on national TV during the campaign, we have to take out their families. We have to take out their families. Talking not about ISIS, about the families of ISIS and terrorists. So, yeah, they're fair game, right? I mean, hey, you happen to be the brother or the sister or the aunt or the uncle or the grandpa or the toddler of the wrong person. Hey, you're fair game. We're going to kill you too. Guilty enough. Guilty by association. Could you imagine we just droned Dylan Roof's mom's house? People are like, what are you doing? She didn't do anything. Her asshole son did. But for whatever, when it's in the Middle East, maybe it's different. They're brown. Kill them anyway. And in this case, we're talking Somalia. So, man, they're just wearing it on their sleeve. So President Trump escalated in Syria, 1,000 new ground troops there. They're about to escalate in Afghanistan. The generals are saying, yeah, we need more troops there. We've been there fucking 15 years. We've been there 15 years. What do you want? What is victory? What are you doing? We got to fight back the Taliban. But whenever we leave, the Taliban's going to take over. So you want to stay there forever? I guess you do. Increased drone strikes, 432%. Have more instances now. Every strike now, there's civilian casualties reported. Obama was bad enough, 90% civilian casualty rate under Obama. But Trump increased the overall number of drone strikes in every report. In his first raid, 30 civilians killed, including an 8-year-old girl. In the most recent one that we talked about the other day, 30 civilians killed. There was one that 200 were killed. Nobody even talked about it. This is unbelievable. Now they're saying, yeah, in Somalia. By the way, what happened? Half the time Trump said, I'm going to be non-interventionist. We're going to rebuild here at home. We're not going to do stupid wars. But you're going to increase in Syria, you're going to increase in Afghanistan, you're going to increase in Iraq. You did increase drone strikes already. And now Somalia? Because of Al-Shabaab? And what do they say? This is the dodge they'll always use. Well, what are you, not against Al-Shabaab? I mean, they're horrible people. We got to kill them because we got to protect the civilians in Somalia. We care about the innocent people in Somalia. That's why we have to make the rules of engagement weaker and kill civilians there? No, that's why we got to take the gloves off to fight Al-Shabaab, because, you know, Somalia, we care about the citizens there, the innocent people. Well, while this is happening, right now, there's a severe drought in Somalia, and they're on the verge of famine. 5 million people need food right now. 363,000 kids are, quote, acutely malnourished. And over 100 people have died from starvation in the past month. So as there's basically a famine, they're on the verge of a famine, people are dying from hunger, starvation. You know, they need food immediately, they need aid immediately. The White House cares so much about the civilians in Somalia that they're not talking about, oh my God, send the aid, send the food, send the medical care. Go, come on, we care about the civilians in Somalia, go do it. No, what they're doing is we got to fight Al-Shabaab because they're hurting civilians, and let's loosen the rules of engagement so we can kill civilians too. Don't give me that bullshit about we believe freedom and democracy. That's what we believe in. That's what we're fighting for. Human rights. That's what we care about. If you really cared about the civilians in Somalia, priority number 1 is getting them food and getting them aid. A giant move in that direction. But no, the White House is talking about military intervention doing more strikes there, doing more ground raids there, and loosening the rules of engagement to kill more civilians. They don't care about these people. You know they don't care about these people. Not even the strongest Trump lover can say, oh yeah, he's really concerned about the civilians in Somalia. If he was, he'd be sending the humanitarian aid, not loosening the rules of engagement to kill civilians.